Anti-nutrients. Plants do not want you to eat them until they are ready, so they have chemicals that taste bad and they're not good for you. This prevents them from being eaten by insects and you until they are ready. It takes time for them to pull nutrients out of the ground and make a juicy peach out of it, or a tree full of cherries or bananas or a patch of arugula. Then when they're done, ripe and ready, the bad chemicals go away and sugar is introduced to entice you to eat it. In fact, nature wants you to eat it. Why? Because when you pick something and eat it, you'll probably take a bunch of it with you, dropping pits and seeds as you go, which fall to the ground and, ta-da, spread the growth of that plant. Nature designed it that way. You are supposed to eat plants when they are ripe so the plant can spread and populate. The problem is, most food is not picked ripe, so it doesn't have the nutrition it's supposed to, and it still has the anti-nutrients. And most stuff is grown nowadays in soil that's totally depleted of proper nutrients. But let's get back to the way nature designed plants. Animals are especially helpful because they usually swallow the whole fruit, seed and all. Like when a horse eats an apple, it munches on the whole thing, then it walks a mile or two and poops it out. Seeds and fruit pits are designed not to be digested. They're very hard and even aerodynamic, so they can shoot through the digestive system like a Teflon-coated bullet. And then they're pooped out in a pile of, what is it? That's right, fertilizer. So now we have a pile of fertilizer with some seeds in it. But plants don't grow unless they have what? Water. Okay, so what if it doesn't rain for weeks or months? Well, nature has that figured out also. You see, seeds and nuts have a special coating of enzyme inhibitors that seal and protect the seed or nut indefinitely until it gets wet. It could be there for 100 years and still be fine. Then finally, when it rains, the water instantly dissolves the enzyme inhibitors and the seed or nut starts to sprout. And to ensure it has all the nutrients it needs, it's smack in the middle of a pile of fertilizer, and the miracle of life begins. This is how nature designed everything to work. If you want to eat the seeds or nuts, all you have to do is soak them in water first. The reason plants taste bad when they're not ripe is because they're not ready to be eaten. The reason plants taste good when they are ripe is because now they are ready to be eaten. If you eat part of an animal, it'll probably die. If you eat part of a plant, it grows back twice as big. It's happy and it thrives. Plants love it when you eat part of them. That's the way it's designed. Anyone who seriously thinks we are not supposed to eat a juicy peach or some arugula or cucumbers or dates or figs or kale or apples or celery is crazy. As for beans and potatoes, the longest living people in the world in the famous blue zones eat lots of sweet potatoes and beans. In fact, over 97% of the traditional Okinawan diet was plant food, with only a tiny 2% of it being fish or animal products. They live much longer and have fewer diseases than people eating modern diets with lots of meat and dairy. So if plants were not nutritious and anti-nutrients was such a problem, those people would not be outliving the rest of the world. Just because someone has doctor in front of their name does not mean they are right. The medical system puts so little value in what we eat as part of our health, they get less than 1 hour in all the years of medical school. And these people are telling us what to eat, and people believe them and follow them just because they have doctor in front of their name. The modern society is one of the unhealthiest in the world. More people die in hospitals every year than all the world wars combined. And almost all of it is diet related and almost all of it is preventable. The best way to stay healthy is actually be healthy. Stop eating and doing things that are bad for you. Stop the bread, sugar, cookies, cakes, cereal, alcohol, smoking anything, and the refined, dead, processed foods cooked to death or baked in an oven. Come on, an apple is better for you than an apple pie. Stop looking for excuses to eat what you want and not to eat plants. The longest living people in the world eat mainly plant food, and they are living longer than the rest of the world. And lots of meat eaters are having heart attacks in their 50s and 60s. Remember the basics. Try to eat ripe fruits and vegetables, which you can find at farmers markets. Frozen food is also picked ripe. Keep that in mind next time you pass the freezer section. Don't get the frozen pizza. Get frozen cherries or blueberries or peas. Soak your nuts or seeds in some water before eating. Some don't even need to be soaked, like pine nuts or cashews cashews, which aren't even nuts anyway. If you don't know where to start, go to thehealthylife.com and read the book Heal Yourself 101 and the healthy uncooked book Love on a Plate. If you're worried about oxalates, get the kidney formula, and if you have food allergies, stop eating junk and clean out your liver and get rid of food allergies. Get the liver formula and the food allergy ebook, and stop blaming the strawberries, the coconuts, and the kale. Plants are your friends and they're here to help you, so invite some over for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.